Hello you guys, welcome to this video. So in this video we're going to talk about how to put on your Kuhn original shoulder rest. I'm going to tell you the exact setup that I have. Chin rest, shoulder rest will be linked below. If anyone's curious, just off the bat, it is a Wittner side mount chin rest. It's a Wittner hypoallergenic side mount chin rest, linked below. And the Kuhn original, not the collapsible legs, but the Kuhn original shoulder rest. Okay, and since I have a full-size instrument, it's a 4/4 size instrument, so it'll be linked below. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can put this thing on. But first of all, we have to figure out how to put the legs on and all of that kind of thing. So first things first, let's take a look at your shoulder rest. Okay, so you've got a side that dips down here, and then you have kind of a curved side. And also, if you look at it, you're gonna see Kuhn. The word Kuhn is looking at you. So if you're looking at the word Kuhn, you've got your left side and you have your right side, right? Your left side, the side with the K on it, Kuhn, left side has the K on it, that's gonna go on your shoulder, right? You can see that this side has a smaller distance, right? Then this side that has the end side, that's the right side, that has a longer distance. Okay, so just really quickly so I didn't confuse anybody, if you take a look at your shoulder rest, it should say Kuhn. The K side is going to be on your right side. Your N is on your left side. Okay, so you're looking at it. Kuhn, K is on the left side. The left side is going to go on your shoulder, right? See how it's right here on the shoulder? Put it right on your shoulder, and you're going to see that this distance is shorter, and this distance is now longer. So your long leg is going to go on the long side, and your short leg is going to go on the short side, okay? So go ahead and pop those in. You can also, if you have a really long neck, you can get an extra long leg. You can actually get extra long legs for these. So just, search for that Kuhn extra long legs if you need those. But I would just start with what we currently have. Okay, next thing is you will see that you can actually adjust the size of the leg. So you see these like little things right here. So you can take the screw off. Let's just take one of the screws off, just so that you can see. And you can make it wider, right, by putting it on the very end. That makes it wider. Or you can make it smaller by putting it right at the very end here. Now I have mine on the second from the end, right? And then the other leg, it doesn't matter which leg, but the other leg is all the way in. It's on the smallest setting, right? So I would start with, maybe start with mine. If you're curious, we can do the exact same thing. So one leg, the leg with the N on it specifically on mine, is all the way in. It's on the smallest setting. And then the leg with the K is just the second one in, okay? Now granted, I am a 5'6" woman, and I have kind of a smallish frame. So I don't have really wide shoulders. If you have wider shoulders, you might need to make this wider so that it sits actually lower on the instrument, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But since I'm kind of a smaller framed person, I need it to sit up higher on the instrument. So it's gonna be sitting up here. If you're someone with broader shoulders, you might need, like sitting up here, you're gonna feel like really cramped, so you might actually need to make it wider so that it can sit wider on the instrument. Okay, so that is the first thing. First things first, finding the legs, finding the size. Okay, so now here are 3 different ways that you can put on your shoulder rest, okay? And granted, I'm showing you this in relation to my Wittner side mount chin rest, which I will link below. This is the one that I recommend to all my students. It's a good starting place, and it does go over the tailpiece. Let me just take this little thing off here. So you can see it sits on the side, but it goes over the tailpiece, all right? And that's actually where most people's chin sits. It's like half on the side and half on right over the tailpiece. You don't want your chin sitting on the tailpiece, so the fact that this goes over it is perfect, okay? All right, so take a look at the back of your instrument. You're gonna have a left side and a right side. If you have this chin rest in particular, this is on the left side of the instrument, okay? So you're gonna take the side that has the K, the K, put that on the left side, right? This is your shorter side, the shorter leg. Put it on the left side. And then let's go all the way across. See if you can keep it straight across. You see how I've lined it up here to here? Okay. I should also say, sorry, side note, make sure, just as a starting point, that you emphasize the difference in the legs. So I should have said that before we grabbed the instrument, but make sure that your short leg is all the way down and your tall leg is all the way up. That'll just kind of give you a good place to start with, okay? So anyway, first position, line up the K side, the short side, with the side of the chin rest leg, and then just right across. Try to keep this high. This is a really high position, you can see. Now, if this is too wide, it's gonna be, sitting out here, so you're gonna have to adjust the actual width of the shoulder rest. Try and keep it nice and high. Now, this actually works really well for me, because as I said, I need it to sit up fairly high. But at the moment, because my leg right here is a little bit short, it doesn't really feel super comfortable, so I'm gonna have to kind of make this a little bit taller eventually, okay? Now, that's the first setting. The next setting is we're going to keep the left side high, and we're going to lower this right side. So we're actually gonna be kind of, rather than going straight across, we're gonna be going kind of at a diagonal. So this isn't gonna work with this size, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lengthen this leg. So let's go ahead and, doesn't really matter what leg, although I'm gonna adjust the leg with the N on it. So that would be the right side. I'm gonna just bring it out just one. So let me just take this off. I hope you're all doing well. It's fall. It's fall here, so I've got all the fall decorations out, got the pumpkin pillows, the cat pillows. I've just taken it and brought it in one, so you can see. Originally it was all the way in, now I've just brought it one out. If I need to make it wider, I can always make it wider. It's just better to do a small adjustment at the very beginning. So can she screw this little thing on? Okay, so there we go. So let's take the side with the K, put that next to your chin rest legs, and then take the side with the N, go all the way across, but we're going to dip it down. So it's now more at an angle, all right? So rather than being straight across and being super high, it's more at an angle. Let's see how that fits. Now this is gonna swing, for me it swings the instrument more out to the side this way, to the left. Okay, so there's the second way, okay? And then the third way is we're gonna do the opposite. So instead of having it at this kind of angle, we're gonna swing the right side up. Oops. So I'm gonna swing this right side all the way up, and then this left side down an inch or so. Okay. So you can see I've kind of got like 2 fingers between the legs now, and this side with the N is all the way up here. And this might be a little bit more comfortable for you if you have broader shoulders. It doesn't really work for me because it's sliding off this way. Okay, so those are 3 starting points. Now the next thing we have to kind of consider is the height of the legs. So I'm gonna go back to my original setting. So I'm gonna bring this side in, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to raise the short leg side. Okay, so I'm gonna just raise that actually all the way up. So I'm gonna just do the complete opposite, and both of the legs that I have are all the way up. That way you can see if that works well. And if I need to bring it down, I can do so. It's just really hard to screw these little things in. Oops. There we go. All right, so for me, my setting is really high, so I'm gonna put this up here. Oh, I need to make this leg really tall. So the short leg, I'm gonna go ahead and just tighten this or loosen this. What am I saying? I'm gonna loosen it. So I'm gonna make this leg nice and tall, not too loose though. There we go, that's stable. And then I'm going to line up the side with the K with the chin rest legs. I'm gonna go straight across. I'm gonna keep this relatively high up, okay? So you can see on my setting, let me just scoot back a little bit. This particular setting keeps the instrument up like this, so the scroll is up, right? My neck's not really overly exaggerating forward. Part of that is posture. You gotta kind of work on your posture. I'm sitting on a ball chair. It's the greatest thing I've ever purchased. I'm gonna link that below too if you're a teacher, if you work in a desk on a, you know, with a desk, just, this is the greatest chair and it swivels. It's fabulous. I'll show it to you at the end of this. But anyway, so you can see that my arms are forward, right? And then I just have to hold them here, as opposed to, you know, having a setup that's all the way over here and then adjusting like this, or having like a drooping down scroll. So there you go. When you're working on your setup, you really want your instrument more this way, right? I mean, it's gonna go to the side. You don't need it like this, but you do need it kind of more in front of you because your arms are in front of you, right? And you don't want to be holding your arms like this. All right, so just to recap, first start with your legs. Make sure that you have them on the right sides. Emphasize the difference between them. And then think about the width of the shoulder rest. So we actually put it on almost the very smallest setting, just one of the legs was just one increment out. And then the first way was to go straight across, keep it nice and high, like I have it. The second way was we had to actually widen it by one on one of the sides. And that way, this side would go down, so you had more of a dip this way. And then the other way was to do the opposite, where you actually have more of a swing away from the legs, and then this side goes up, okay? And then from there, we just adjusted the size, the overall, the height of the legs. All right, you guys, so with that, I hope that is helpful. I'd highly recommend the Kuhn Original Shoulder Rest and the Whitner Hypoallergenic Side Mount Chin Rest. They come for violin and viola. I know that they might be expensive, but you're gonna use this all the time when you're playing, so you might as well be comfortable. Anyways, if you're interested, follow me on Instagram. Everything is Violin Viola Masterclass. My website is Violin Viola Masterclass. Instagram, Patreon, there's a Patreon page for those of you that need help along your musical path. Anyways, let me just show you this fabulous chair. This is the greatest thing ever. Look how awesome this chair is. It really is not that expensive as far as chairs go. I was looking for a teacher chair for a long time, and this is fabulous. Oh, side note, if you're still there, if you are curious in putting a little scarf around your chin rest, I would highly recommend. These are just a little men's pocket scarf. Fold it in half. Grab your violin. Drape this all the way across and secure with a rubber band. Whoops, I did that really terribly. Anyway, secure it with a rubber band, then fold this over, and you can tuck that in with the rubber band, and that will just give you a little bit more comfort, okay? So lots of love, you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.